So I was reading the other day in Hebrews, and it was in Hebrews chapter 11, and this verse stuck out to me. Hebrews 11, verse 6. It says this: "And without faith it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to him must believe that God exists and that God rewards those who earnestly seek him." Must believe that God exists and that he rewards those who earnestly seek him. And immediately my brain began to think through this connection of faith as belief and also faith as action, that there's a natural action that comes from faith, and this is seeking God. Jesus talks about it as seeking first the kingdom of God. And there were two other verses that came to mind with this idea of seek, of okay, well, what do we seek? And it says that God rewards those who earnestly seek him. And what does that look like in my life? And I thought of Matthew 7, verses 7 through 11. It says this: "Ask and it will be given to you, seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives, and everyone who seeks finds, and to him who knocks the door will be opened." So there's clearly this response that Jesus is inviting us into, that when we seek God, when we seek after him with all of our heart, we'll find him. Then there was this other passage in Acts that stuck out to me, and it's Paul talking in Athens to people who don't really have, I guess, what we would call today a church background. They're just kind of going through life in the way that they know it. And he says that God put people in their times and places where they're living now, in the moments they're going through, so that they might seek God and find him and even reach out for him. And then he has this little part: "Though he is not far from each of us," that God is with us. And this has just been a comfort to me recently to think about, that I can seek God. That should be my highest goal today in whatever I'm doing, in work, at home, in hanging out with friends, whatever I'm doing, that I can seek God and I can even find him, because he's not far from us. God promises to be with us. It says later in Hebrews that he will surely never leave us nor forsake us. And so this is something I've been thinking about. What does it look like for me to seek God in everything I do? To seek God and say, all right, God, help me to do this in faith and to seek you in whatever I'm doing, from waking up in the morning until I go to bed at night. How am I seeking God? So think about that for you today. How do you want to seek God today? What would it look like to seek him? And I would just encourage you to take a moment and pray and just say, God, how do you want me to seek you today? How do you want me to take my belief and move that towards action? That my life looks like a life that's moving towards you.